Welcome to the Sensual Feminine Life podcast. I am your host, Jen Bagayski, where I will take you on a deep dive into your own life so that hidden, hurting parts of your soul can be healed. This is a podcast about love, sex, pleasure, and relationships. You will learn how to feel safe to truly love and connect with your body. Surrender to the desires and hungers of your soul and step into the beautiful, sensual, feminine, sexy, and powerful woman you were created to be. I believe deeply in my soul that sexuality is the missing key in personal growth and development. It is time to toss away all of the nonsense you have been taught about these taboo topics and heal your relationship to your sexuality. You can eliminate shame and guilt, own your sexy confidence, feel incredible in your skin, embrace the depths of exquisite pleasure, and have the deeply connected relationships you truly desire. Grab your cozy socks, pour yourself a glass of wine, get comfy, and let's get started.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of the Sensual Feminine Life podcast. And today I was inspired to talk a little bit more about the work that I do, who I serve, and why. And over the years, I have gotten a lot of questions around, Jen, exactly what is it that you do? And sometimes I'd get frozen in trying to figure out the right words to say. And this past week, I was a panelist for a women's group and was asked some questions out of the blue. And when you're on stage and you don't have preparation for the questions that you're going to be asked, you can't prepare. And what I found is that when I was just totally put on the spot, I was able to speak from my heart as opposed to my head. What a coincidence, right? Like, really? That's the way we should be speaking, is through our hearts, not our heads. But I found myself in the past being in this space of feeling stuck, trying to figure out the right words. And when I just showed up in my presence, in my energy, the words just slipped off my tongue. And so I wanted to share a little bit more about that, give myself this opportunity to come in and talk with you like I was literally out there just sharing with the world. And, when I think about what I do, I'm a leadership and sensuality coach. And the biggest thing that I really do is teach you how to get out of your head and into your body, right? That's the thing I just talked about of stop overthinking, overanalyzing. How can we learn to physically just be in these amazing bodies that we have? And the first step really begins with loving the physical body that we have from head to toe, including all of the body parts and the ones that people don't necessarily want to talk about. Well, they kind of want to talk about, but they don't want anybody to know they want to talk about, right? I really help women feel incredible in the skin that they're in, experience the depths of exquisite pleasure. And when I say that, I mean the depths of pleasure, physically feeling pleasure from the simple, everyday things like a beautiful sunset and a warm cup of coffee to, yes, physical touch and orgasm. It is all part of that pleasure experience. And then when you do that, you can then live and have the most exquisite life. You can have thriving relationships and love the life that you have. So people know that I talk about sexuality, and I have been labeled as the sex lady every once in a while. And I kind of joke around about it because it's not all that I do. I do believe I create a safe space for women to talk about sensuality, sexuality, who we are as a women, our physical intimacy with ourselves and our partners, because at the end of the day, it is a part of who we are. And I truly believe from the pit and bottom of my soul that when you as a woman can really feel into and connect with your sexuality, with your body, with the depths of who you are, that's when we find the wholeness of who we were made to be in this lifetime. However, if we have this something missing, this hunger inside of us that we suppress, because let's face it, ladies, we were all born on this earth to live in physical female human bodies. And we have physical desires, just like we have other desires. And if we deny them, we are denying a part of who we are. And I am on a mission to create more education and awareness on this topic because it is so important. Why do I know? I know because I have seen it in my life. I have seen it in all of the women who I have coached with over the years, all of the sisterhoods that I have been a part of and seen women grow, as well as the women who I have served. When we own those most sacred parts of ourself, this is where our true power lies. But the sad truth is, this has been hidden from us as women. Our sexuality, we've been taught to suppress. It's not important. Don't be too sexy. It's more important to be smart than it is to be sexy. All of the different things that we have heard over the years in regards to how you can be successful in this world. And I'm on a radical mission to create more education on stopping the madness of what we have been taught that's wrong. You see, years ago, grandmothers used to pass this information on to their daughters. And the daughters would then pass this information down to their daughters. And it was a cycle of sharing of information, of sisterhood. There's actually a story, and I might not get it exactly quite right, but I might actually have to dig up a post that I wrote about this years ago. But years ago, women lived in communities, families lived in communities, and families also did laundry together. This was before people lived in their own homes, right? We lived in tribes, we lived in sisterhoods, we lived in communities, and women would be together and talking amongst each other, sharing stories amongst each other. And when we do that, we're sharing our wisdom. But what's ended up happening is we've stopped that sisterhood. We don't do our laundry together anymore because we have our own washers and dryers in our homes. You know, we're doing our laundries around our busy schedules. We're not using that time that we used to have in sisterhood to share wisdom. And that is such a shame. And I want to get back to a place where we can talk about important things about womanhood, about sisterhood, about motherhood, about life, about sexuality, about relationships. You know, here's the hard truth. We are not taught about love, sex, pleasure, relationships in school. I was never taught about it in grammar school, was never taught it about it in high school. And maybe I had a psychology class in college, but for the most part, there is not education on love, sex, and relationships. So how are we supposed to learn? We learn about relationships, we learn about communication from the communities that we're in. We learn from our parents' example, or we learn from our church communities or social communities, right? But if the environment you're in, if you had parents that maybe did not have the most loving relationship with one another, then you didn't learn that type of love and intimacy. And it's not that your parents were wrong. They didn't know how to teach you. You see, when I first got married, my ex-husband and I were part of a group called Marriage Encounter. And I loved this community because it was surrounded by couples who knew how important it was to prioritize marriage. It wasn't about having a good marriage. It was about having a great, phenomenal marriage. And these Catholic couples would talk about sex and the body and sexuality. And it was so refreshing for me as a Catholic growing up to have this wisdom and knowledge. And most of the people that were in the group with us, we were the younger couple. They were all older couples, probably the age of my parents or older, many of them. And I learned so much from them. It was like I was a sponge learning about love, sex, and relationships from married couples that were literally sharing their everyday lives. And this is so important. We have lost touch with how to talk about this stuff. We have so many health issues, mental difficulties, challenges, etc., you name it, that we need to allow people to have a soft place to fall. To know that they're not alone in their journey. That we all have some of the same struggles. And what are some tools? What are some suggestions and things that we can do to help provide healing, to help provide guidance, to help provide wisdom to others, to help them step into that next phase in their journey and their life? So when you hear me talk about sexuality, it is deeper than let's just talk about being in the bedroom. That is absolutely a part of it, because if you are not connected with that piece of who you are, something is missing. So if you are someone out there that says, I don't need to talk about sexuality, I'm fine without it, I would encourage you to maybe open up to the possibility that there might be something there for you. If you are someone who is struggling in a relationship, that you want a deeper connection with your partner, something is missing in your relationship, this work is for you. I want to help support you to find that connection, because for the last 10 years, I've been delving into this deeply. And actually, even prior to that, you know, Joe and I were part of a Marriage Encounter for 15 years. I have been studying this for my entire life to be able to come here and provide you with wisdom and knowledge in this space on what to do and what not to do, right? Like, I've had some people say to me, well, how could you teach me stuff? Like, you know, you don't have a partner yet. Here's the thing. It is all about learning how to connect with yourself first. There's so much about self-love, and I don't like the word because, to be quite honest, I think it's overused. Self-care, self-love, people do not understand what self-love means. Self-love is more than affirmations in the morning, being joyful during the day, and bubble baths at night. It is so much deeper than that. It is truly learning how to live in this body, to connect with this body, so that when you do have negative thoughts that come up in your head, you can have the discernment to know, is this coming from ego or is this coming from source? I will tell you, for years, I would have these two voices in my head going, is this from God or is this from the devil? And those voices are always there. You can call them whatever you want. But the only way to decipher between what is real and true and what is an illusion or a lie is to quiet the mind and live in the body. See, one of the questions that I was asked in this panel was around a challenging time in my life. And I immediately had come up with something that had recently happened where my soul wanted one thing, but my ego wanted another. And it took some deep inner realizations and some deep healing to get to this point of listening to the soul. Because so many times we listen to ego and we don't realize that that's what we're doing. We think that the ego is there giving us that desire, giving us what we want. Because here's the truth. You can call in what you want. I've actually seen how I brought in things that I wanted when it wasn't really what I wanted, but I tried to convince myself differently. And it took being in my body, living in my body, moving my body to hear spirit speak directly through me. And I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt what I needed to do. My soul wanted one thing, my ego wanted another, and I had to say, ego, sorry, we're not going to do that. And it hurt really bad. It was not easy. I mean, you might think that a conversation with someone might be simple, right? In retrospect, some of it was simple. But we create drama behind things. And when you create drama before a conversation even happens, you are manifesting drama. I actually have a great talk I love to give, which is Confessions of a Recovering Drama Queen. I love this talk because, yes, I used to be a complete drama queen. You guys all know what I'm talking about. You've been there yourself. You've done it yourself. You've seen people do it. We do it for attention. We don't think we're doing it for attention, but we are. But we are creating that drama and what's happening for us. But what if you listen to your soul, not your ego? You created that soul-filled experience as opposed to the ego one. That's exactly what I did for me. This is what I do for my clients. I help women get in touch with the depths of their mind, body, and soul. Mindset work alone is not enough. There are lots of mindset coaches out there, and they're amazing. But you can't just say positive affirmations and expect that things are going to change. It's not going to hurt you. There is actually a combination of taking the positive affirmations, the visualizations, and the embodiment and bringing them all together. Because what we need to be able to do is change things at the cellular level. As women, we store our feelings inside our bodies. And the only way out is through. We need to feel and experience those things that we don't even know are buried inside of us. And this is one of the things that movement does for us. This is why I am so excited to start sharing more in regards to embodiment in so many different ways. If you're interested in learning more, I actually have a new program based on my book series that's coming out, where I'm going to teach you a variety of different embodiment practices that you can use to get in touch with yourself. And I'm super excited that I'm going to be starting these freedom dance experiences. I'm so excited. Many of you have followed my dance journey. This is not about ballroom dance. So do not worry. You're not going to be graded on your feet. It's not a competition. This is the depths. Connecting with your body and allowing yourself the freedom to love the beautiful feminine body that you have, to feel that freedom to move the body in ways that maybe you've never moved before, to allow this freedom, this flow. Because here's the truth. You can do a couple of things with movement. One, you can move emotions through the body. You can move stuck emotions through the body, and I want to teach you how to do that. You can also use it to raise your vibration and tune up the volume, turn up the volume, right? And tune into that frequency that you desire. There's so much power in this. And here's the thing. Sometimes we can do it on our own. And when we can do it on our own, it's great. There are other times when we're so stuck in our own crap that we don't know how to do that. And we need that sacred sisterhood support to get us there. So I'm excited to announce Freedom Dance Experiences. They're going to be monthly and they're going to be virtual. So this is going to be easy for people to come to and to enjoy. And it's going to be an opportunity to set intentions, move your body, and have some reflection and sisterhood afterwards. Because here's the point. When we are all in sisterhood together and we are sharing wisdom amongst each other, you're healing, you're growing, you're doing the work. And this is going to be powerful. Every month we're going to have like a new theme, and we're going to talk about moving through emotions like anger and jealousy and sadness and turn on and you name it. And we're going to talk about things, about topics in regards to love, relationships, business, money, because we have relationships to all of those things, our health, our body. But we need to have it in a focused way. And I am super excited to bring a piece of this to you and share more of my vision and mission to spread this to so many women. So if you have liked today's episode and you want to learn more, stay tuned. I'll also put the link for finding out more information for our Freedom Dance experiences, and would love to have you join us. Our first one is going to be on Tuesday, March 19th at 7 p.m. Central. It's going to be 90 minutes. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be so much fun. But I want you to bring a friend, because this is going to make the experience so much better. Because when you are in sisterhood and you feel safe and you're allowed to feel and have fun, this is where magic and miracles begin. And I hope to see you there.
Thank you so much for listening to the Sensual Feminine Life podcast. I'm your host, Jen Bagaisky. If you have enjoyed what you heard today, be sure to hit the follow button so you don't miss future episodes. And leave a review to help reach other passionate women like you know they are not alone in this journey to experiencing thriving relationships, exquisite pleasure, and sexy confidence. If you have felt a calling to take this work to a deeper level, this is your sacred invitation to join my free Facebook group, Essential Feminine Life, or schedule a heart to heart with me to learn more about how you can take this work to the next level and say yes to your pleasure and your desire.